Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Dr. Cush. I forgot what I was doing there for a second. We are here tonight to solve a problem, a cocktail problem. Ooh, what is a cocktail problem? Well, a cocktail problem is when a ingredient, one of the many cocktail problems, is when an ingredient is difficult to make, it is difficult to store, it is difficult to use, it is difficult just to be difficult. And of course, if we are in the Tiki realm, we are of course talking about gardenia mix. It is a mess. It is a beast of an issue to deal with. There are bartenders out there that are basically becoming famous bartenders because they're solving the gardenia issue. The gardenia issue is, of course, that this is made of honey and butter and allspice and a number of other things. It's made of a lot that does not keep. It does not stay together. It does not emulsify. So we are going to try and figure out exactly how that works. So we'll see you later, GHP Productions. GH Productions. Yeah, catch the VOD. We'll see you, buddy. So that's what we're doing tonight. We are going to be trying to fix this problem. And how can we fix an emulsion problem? By not emulsifying anything and instead doing what I would assume is the opposite of emulsion, and that is going to be curdling. We are going to be curdling a pearl diver to take out all of the stuff that would become gross and thick and weird, and we are going to replace it with other ingredients, and then we hopefully will end up with a fairly clear, clean cocktail that we're calling the Diamond Diver. If you guys have better, I saw some people that had better names for it, or at least different names. The Naked Diver, I think that's a good one. The Pearl, or Naked Pearl, the Crystal Pearl, or the Bear Pearl. I do like the Bear Pearl. Yeah, I do like the Bear Pearl. We're gonna call the, because I made a thing about it. We're gonna call the Diamond Diver for right now, and then we're gonna figure it out later. Okay, so what goes into a normal pearl diver? It is 1.5 ounces of a Jamaican rum. It is half an ounce of a Demerara rum. Okay, we're easy on that. And then it is half an ounce of orange juice, lime juice, pearl or a gardenia mix, and then why am I forgetting the last ingredients? Give me a second. We're just gonna figure out what that last ingredient is. Did I say orange juice? That's it. Yeah, half. Oh, that's what it was. I had 4 halves, and the other half is Demerara rum. So half an ounce of Demerara rum, half an ounce of gardenia mix, half an ounce of lime juice, half an ounce of orange juice should get you there with a little bit of Angostura. Shake, 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 and go. But what the heck then even is gardenia mix? Gardenia mix is butter, honey. It is different spices, allspice, vanilla, a lot of different interesting spices. And then it is blended up, and then you sort of save it somewhere, hopefully in the refrigerator. But what happens when you put it in the refrigerator? It solidifies. So it's almost impossible to use this thing all the time. And it will often split. It makes it difficult. Yeah, butter. And butter. Did I say butter? Butter also goes into this thing. Butter. So there's butter, honey, and spices. It was a lost ingredient for a long time. People were wondering, well, I don't understand what the greatness about the pearl diver is. So, what's going on? And then, of course, cocktail archaeologists put on their little pith helmets, went into the cave, and found all of these old recipes, and were able to recreate them. So the pearl diver is now a possibility. It wasn't for a long time, it is now. But is it possible to take all of those flavors and then shove them through some milk and some curds and clarify it so that it then will stand the test of time? It becomes shelf stable, becomes a forever drink. I still have some milk punches lying around here. I have one for the Masters, actually. I don't know where it is. It's probably down there somewhere, where I made it with cheese, pimento cheese, sort of slammed all that through. And now it is a clarified cocktail that tastes like a sandwich at the Masters. Yay! Okay, so let's get into what we're going to be doing. If you are making the pearl diver by itself, 1.5 Jamaican, ½ ounce Demerara, ½ ounce lime, ½ ounce orange juice, and ½ ounce gardenia mix. That is not what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing something a little different, okay? So let's get this going. We're going to start, I'm going to be putting all the ingredients into this clear glass. We don't always use Boston shakers, but when we do, it's important for you guys to see the difference in how things change, like what the specific gravities and how it all sort of mixes. So we're going to start off by creating our gardenia mix, all right? So we're going to go over here. We're going to grab our honey. Now, this is runny honey. It is 2 parts honey and 1 part water. Just give that a little shake. All that's doing is giving you the ability to pour it, okay? So I just made it moments ago. Once you put water into runny honey, honey is no longer a forever food. So just be careful with how much runny honey you make. We're going to go ahead and put in, because we're going to be stripping out a lot of these flavors, we're going to put in a ½ ounce of some honey. Normally it's a ½ ounce of the entire bit of the gardenia mix, and honey is, oh, got honey all over. I'm like a bear. Oh my goodness. Honey is normally just a little part of gardenia mix. Today, it's going to be a big part of gardenia mix, all right? So ½ ounce of that, and then we're going to find the other flavors that we want to put in here. So I just want to go through here. I have some homemade vanilla tincture, a little homemade vanilla tincture. Very simple to make. Find some 151. That's the hardest part. In some states, 151 is illegal. You can't find it anywhere. But then you put some vanilla beans in there, or vanilla pods in there. Let them sit for 6 months, and then you have your vanilla tincture. I've already done that, so this show will not be 6 months long, because I've already figured that out. We're gonna put 1 pipette in there so that we can, oh yeah, so we can smell the vanilla. We can smell the honey. This is a big part of this cocktail. This is what makes this cocktail very different from other cocktails that have orange juice, lime, and 2 different types of rum. This is our big difference maker. Dr. Cush reminds me of how Winnie the Pooh would lick. Yes, absolutely. I'm poo coated, I think is what they call it. I'm poo coated. Okay. Cinnamon syrup can go into this thing, absolutely. I think that's a great syrup to put in here. I instead wanted something that had a little bit more to it, and so we're gonna be throwing in some of this. This is St. Elizabeth's Allspice Dram. This is an allspice liqueur. It is spicy. It smells of Christmas. I don't know if you would mistake it for cinnamon at any point in your life, but I like this stuff very much, especially when something calls for a cinnamon syrup. Finding a spicy, either Amaro or a dram, is always an interesting choice to make. Not always the right choice, but sometimes it works out really well. We're gonna be putting in a 1/4 ounce of some allspice dram. Now be a little careful with this stuff. This stuff is certainly an invasive ingredient. When I say invasive ingredient, it is because if you put too much of this stuff in here, that's all you're gonna taste. Other invasive ingredients include one of my favorite liqueurs of all time, maraschino liqueur. It is an invasive, if you put too much in there, it is going to ruin a cocktail very, very quickly. Vanilla is also an invasive ingredient, so be careful with how many pipettes you put in there. 1 pipette should do everybody. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to silence the, how do I do this? Just do airplane mode? No, I can't do that. We're gonna do not disturb. We have the signal going and it makes a funny sound. Well, I'll just turn it down. Okay. Yeah, a little goes a long way with that for sure there, Chuck. Absolutely, a little goes a long way with both of those. All right, so we have this whole thing. Now, we haven't added the butter, obviously. If we were to be making a gardenia mix right now, then we would throw the butter in right now. We'd give it a good blend. Hopefully it emulsifies. If not, we're in sort of an issue. But we're gonna be holding off on the butter for a moment, okay? So let's put the rest of what we need in here. We're gonna reach over here for our, give this a little shake. This is Lime juice. I know that's Pismo. It's all right. It's all good. It's my fault for not turning my phone off when I ask you all to please join the signal. And then I let it sit here. This runs my whole life, this little phone. I'm a little slave to this phone. This is just some lime juice. We're going to be putting in, we're going to follow the rest of the proportions. So we're going to put in ½ ounce of lime juice. We're going to go a bit of a heavy ½ ounce of lime juice because lime is going to be one of the things that is going to help us to get the curds that we need to filter this entire drink to take it from a pearl diver into a diamond diver. Then we'll reach over here. This is one of Kyle's oranges. It stayed on the tree a little too long. I think Kyle was a little precious with this one, but it's going to get used. And we are going to use it now. We're going to slice this open. Hopefully no bugs fall out. Kyle, grand opening. Da-da-da-da. That looks pretty good. No bugs. Yes, Kyle says she's perfect. Yes, she's very good. I love how you gender the oranges. All right. Yeah, Kyle, if you could give us a quick biology lesson on what makes an orange a girl orange and what makes a orange a boy orange. I think the people would love to hear it. We're going to measure this out because we are, hashtag no bug. No bugs. Hashtag no bugs. All right, we're going to go ahead and throw in some orange juice. We want a little bit more than ½ ounce because, again, this citrus is what's going to be giving us all of our curdling power. The curdling power. You can tell it's just how she sings. You're a weird guy. Okay, so we're gonna put in a heavy ½ ounce of some orange juice right there. Then it's time for our rums. Which rums? Well, we're gonna start off over here by hoping that we brought in a Demerara rum and then quickly realizing that we did not. So let's switch it up. You know what? Let's make it a little hefty. We'll grab the Michael Husband's bottle of 151 and we'll just throw in ½ ounce of this. Why not? What are we scared? What are you, scaredy cats? ½ ounce of some 151 right there. This is a Demerara rum. We were looking for something a little less ABV, but we're not going to complain. And then we're going to bring in our secret weapon. Now, I made this a little while ago. This is a butter washed rum. If you want to see how to make butter washed rum, I have a whole nother video, a live video where we made butter washing, but it's incredibly simple. When we wash a product, when we wash a booze, all we're doing is putting fat into the booze. So if you think of any fat that you like, during the early 2000s, during the height of the mustache twisting, everybody loved bacon fat, and so they would bacon fat wash everything. If you go into a bar that still has pans hanging above it, or you can see the kitchen and everything is on those old metal stools, and they bring out your burger in a box, in some sort of like Amazon box, because they don't use real plates, you will probably see a bacon washed old-fashioned on there somewhere on their menu. Bacon was a big one, but there are lots of other great fats. I have a buddy of mine that runs a bar called Camp 4, I think it's called Camp 4. And he has an olive oil and herb de Provence washed vodka and gin that he makes a martini out of. Sounds spectacular. Sounds really, really good. But there are tons of other fats, and a great fat to use is butter, because what it's doing is, it's first, the lipids are going to hang onto the tannins, and they're going to rip some of that out. So some of that like heat that you get when you're drinking pure alcohol, it's going to be pulling some of that out and then replacing it with the flavor that you have added into this. So if you want a cocktail to have more, or a booze to have more flavor or an interesting flavor, you can infuse or you can fat wash. So you throw the fat in there, you shake it around, and then you freeze the bottle, because then the fat solidifies. It goes If you can find a way to instantly freeze a bottle, that would be better. I don't know anybody that can do that. But if you freeze it as quickly as you can, all of those fats are going to congeal at the top, poke a little hole, pour this out, and you'll get a wonderful butter flavor on this. Now, this also has another ingredient, which is miso. I wanted a miso infused cocktail. I was really into miso there for a minute. So we're gonna get some butter and we're gonna get a bonus of miso. You do not have to, the miso is not part of this, all right? Just ignore the miso. You guys aren't drinking this drink anyway, so just imagine the miso isn't even there. We're gonna throw in 1.5 ounces of a butter washed rum. This is going to give us our flavor of butter. This is going to, there you go, Tim. Oh, what's up, Cyrus? Oh, gosh. Cyrus, I have a whole new board. It's going to take me 2 minutes to find your sound effects. I got this one. Nope. Okay, I got that one. And then I think under exclamation, I have... Yippee! Found it. Yes, me so thirsty. Good for you guys. Had a spiced beef jerky and clarified cantaloupe cocktail earlier this week. That sounds good. Yeah. So, so they're going to clarify the cantaloupe, or maybe they clarify the whole thing, but they're going to infuse the beef jerky fat into that whatever it was, into the booze there. Add some cantaloupe, and then freeze that out. Or they'll do a milk clarification or an agar clarification. We do mostly milk clarifications here. I like the extra flavor. This is the drink. This is completely viable to drink. Let's even, while we're at it, let's give it a little taste or two. Give this a little stir. Very nice, very good, looking good. And then we are going to do our little bartender trick. It's really good. It's really, really simple. Really, really good. It doesn't have the thickness that a Pearl Diver has. Pearl Diver is a very creamy drink. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're okay with that, because we are going to add in our whey, which is going to give us that creaminess at the end. Oh, they centrifuged it. So when they centrifuge something, usually they're using something like Kisasol or other wine. I don't know what they're called. They attach onto the tannins in the wine, pull it out, kind of like agar. So in order to clarify something, you do need to add an extra ingredient. Pectinex, usually Pectinex, Kisasol, those are the things that you throw in there. And those attach to the tannins. You put it on a high speed, and then all of the heavy parts go to the end. I used to play when I worked at when I was opening up the bar called, what was it called? It was about boxing. The Queensberry. When I was opening the Queensberry, we had a centrifuge the size of a Buick's hood. It was that big, and then we would be able to clarify a lot until it eventually broke. I tried to get them to sell it to me because my father-in-law is very good at fixing things. I figured that would be a fun project for us, and then I would have a huge centrifuge. And then I realized I'm just one man. What could I possibly spin for just one man? So we have this right here. We're looking for about 20% of this cocktail to be milk. That's a pretty good estimation. So what do we got in here? We have 3.5 ounces. So 20% of 3.5 ounces is, somebody will do this before I do, 3.5 times 0.2 equals 0.7. So we're going to go ahead and bump it up a little bit. We're going to put in an entire ounce of some milk in here. And we always want to pour our acid into our base, not the other way around. Acid into base, not base into acid. Milk is a base. The acid is in here. And from here, we're going to go ahead and pour slowly our drink into this milk. Excellent. Now we can see some curds of forming. Let's bring curds of forming cam in here. There we go. We see those curds of forming. That's what we want. We want all of that milk to touch everything. We're not going to give this a heavy stir. We're just going to give it a nice light stir, but all of those little curds, that's what we're looking for. Now this is not the drink you want to drink right now. This will be very curdy. The milk will not be doing wondrous things in this. This is going to sort of hurt your overall taste in here. Just put this right here. There we go. Give that a nice little stir here, and we are looking good. Normally we will let this sit for a little while, but not today. Is Loriander here? Somebody's saying hello to Loriander, but now I'm not seeing Loriander. Very slow, don't spill. Exactly. It'll look exactly like vomit. 100%, this will look very much like vomit. There is nothing nice about the way this looks. If you go back and watch the Christmas episode, can't believe I'm remembering all these things, but the Christmas episode of the Mixed Cocktail Hour show, Tammy decided to drink this, and it almost made me just yak. I was really, really disgusted by her at that moment. I thought what she was doing was an abomination. I think we'll be okay with this. Grab another one of these. We're just going to give this a quick wiperoo. Yeah, we got Curdle Cam, always with Curdle Cam. We're just going to try and minimize Kyle dishes to clean. Throw that on here. And yes, wherever Tammy is. Hi, Tammy. Wait, is Tammy here? Oh, Tammy's here. Oh, my goodness. Tammy, I was literally just talking about you. Do you remember when we were at the Queensberry and you drank the curdled milk? It was disgusting. Gross. She said it was good. I have to disagree with her. Yes, you did just hear your name. You did, as a matter. That's really weird. I thought people were just saying hi, Tammy, because I mentioned you. But they were saying hi, Tammy, because there you are. Tammy, speak of the Tammy, and she shall appear. All right. Now we're going to put this through our famous contraption. This is a pour over coffee maker, and it is just a normal, regular old paper towel. I get these at Costco, so it's Kirkland brand. I don't know if that helps, but that's what it is. Now, of course, you know what? We're going to start in another glass first. Here we go. We're going to start in another glass first, because what we want is to have the curds help us with the filtering. So we're going to pour this in here, and the first bits that are going to come out are not going to be the clear bits that we want. I've only made one of these. I probably should have made two, because I can pour this whole thing in there. Okay, we'll just pour that whole thing in there. Now we're seeing very quickly, we have a hole in our thing. We're seeing very quickly that this is certainly not a good filter, this first one. But if you guys can take a look, let me just put it right there. You guys can take a look right there. You see some of those drips that are coming through. There's a steady stream of drip coming through. That is beginning to look very much like it is clear. But this first bit, the paper towel does very little to get that first bit out. And even if you were to go out and buy those really expensive, they have like big cocktail filters. There's a number for them, E something or other. If you were to use those, it would still, the first little dripplings, the first little droplings that go through this are always going to be the chunkules. The chunkules have not done their job yet. So we're here with minimal chunkuling, and that is not what we want. So now I think it's time we can switch, now that we got a chunkule buildup and we have a nice slow drip. There we go. A nice slow drip is what you're looking for. Nothing is more annoying than waiting for a milk punch to get done, because the first thing you want to do is start clearing out your filter. And that's the worst thing you can do. But now, as we drip this in, we can see how very clear that is getting. It has taken almost all of the, It has taken almost all of the color. We remember we started with this rum. This is a very dark rum, and now we are getting this very crystalline version of this dripping through. It has pulled all of that color out. It has certainly pulled out some of the flavor. This is weird. This is Bon Bon, but now she's on Instagram. And so it's a kind of an odd world that we're living in right now. Hello, Bon Bon. Good to see you. Looking good on Insta. Perfect. Yes, it is, as Loriander so aptly puts, it is pea color clear. Yes, this is very pea color. Again, not my favorite color of cocktail, but we're going to work on it. So now I guess we just sort of let this drip for a while. While we're letting it drip, let me tell you some of my reservations for making a cocktail like this. When you add, just put this on the ground. Perfect. When you add a milk wash to a product, it is obviously going to pull out some of the flavors. What are the first flavors to go? The first flavors that you're going to be missing are going to be your citruses, because your citrus is going to be attaching itself to the milk, and that's what's creating the chunkules, the curds. All right. So, we're going to have a less limey, a less orangey cocktail coming out of here. So what we're going to be left with is sort of muted vanillas, muted honey. And then the butter should make it through most of it for the rum, and then we should have other big flavors of rum going through there. Tammy asking the question: does it go faster if you stir it a bit? Yes, it will go faster, Tammy. That is a great question, but it will also sort of disturb all of the chunkules that we're building. So better to just let it drip. Or another great way to do it is to put it into a centrifuge. I have a small blood centrifuge that I bought years ago from a medical supply store that we could throw this in, but I don't assume most people have centrifuges, and in the time that it takes me to run to where the bar, like all the extra bar stuff is, this will be mostly done. So we're just going to let this drip here for a minute. Let's get an overhead cam of what we're seeing here. We can see that there's a lot of chunkules up there. That's fine, but we can see even better. Let's bring out my pointer. I have a little pointer spoon. Right here and right here, all this up here, this is what's helping us to clarify this cocktail as we are putting this all through the filter. The actual real filtering of this is going to be with the curds. So do not get impatient with this and throw out all of your curds. You want to keep those curds and just let this drip. I learned this last weekend. I clarified lemon juice for a cocktail, ended up having to increase the amount to make up the flavor. Should have just acid adjusted instead. That's a really, really good way to do it. I was thinking about doing some acid adjusting for this one. I think I have another plan for it. So we're just going to let this drip for a little bit, and then hopefully we'll be able to solve it. Did you clarify? Let me just ask. Let me talk to Doug for a second. Did you clarify the lemon juice, Doug, by milk washing it? Or did you do agar washing it, or Pectinex Kisasol washing? There are easier ways to make a clarified juice that aren't doing it through milk, all right? We talked about it earlier, and this is Tammy's asking, is milk washing similar to fat washing? You can clarify something the same way that you would fat wash something. You throw the fat in there, the lipids grab onto the tannins, and they pull them out. Or you can milk wash it. I think it's better, Doug, in the future. There's a great website called The Scientific Kitchen. That can't be right. That's 2 on the nose. It's all about like really scientific kitchen garbage, and they will sell you Pectinex and Kisasol. You literally just throw that into your lime juice, give that a shake, and then let it sit. You don't even need to centrifuge it, just let it sit, and all of the heavy stuff will fall to the bottom after about 3 hours probably. And then the top of this will be completely clarified lime juice. That is how a lot of people do it, or with agar, which is I don't want to get the culture wrong. Is agar? I think I have some agar right here. Hold on, let me go digging. Agar, this is agar right here. You can buy agar, this is Chinese. You can buy agar at any like Chinese supermarket. We have one sort of right down the road from us. This is agar, it's just a powder. And all it does is it attaches to all of the particles that are in lime juice, lemon juice. It makes them heavier so that they'll no longer sit suspended in your lime juice, and then you'll get a nice clarified thing. That's a good way to do it. Yes, absolutely. It was first time. So yeah, and honestly, I have a feeling Tammy pre-watched this show. We talked about the cheese drink a little while ago. Yes, very much like the cheese drink we made. That was a fat-washed sandwich drink. It was made after a sandwich from the thing. The content creator said the carrot flavor came through. Oh wait, 1 second. Recently saw a video using carrots. Clarification process without using citrus. Interesting. Carrot flavor came through, so it had to be added flavor. So this is what I assume, Tiki Court. Modernist Kitchen. Nailed it. Thank you, Tiki Tom. The Modernist Kitchen. That's the place. The content creator said the carrot flavor came through. So carrots, like a lot of other vegetables, have something called Pectinex in it. Pectinex is, I'm just talking, I'm just don't take any of this seriously. This is what I remember when I did all my research 15 years ago on clarification. Pectinex is one of the main things that helps you to clarify something. And carrots, I assume, have a lot of Pectinex in them. So yeah, I think that would probably work because the Pectinex is the basic idea, and I really wish that well, you know, Doug is a science guy. I'm sure a lot of you are science guys. Science. Whatever. But Richie the Whiff was always very good at this whenever he was. The like natural Pectinex lives in a lot of things. The Pectinex is going to latch on to the floaty stuff, and it's going to pull it down. So I guess carrots would probably work. I'd never even thought about it. I know somebody that really likes carrots. So America's Test Kitchen is also very cool, but no, we were thinking of the Modernist Kitchen. That's where you get things. Just see what else I have by the Modernist Kitchen in here. I have a lot of fun stuff for the Modernist Kitchen. This is from Target. So that's not, oh, this right here. Oh, this is also agar. Right here, I have sea vegetable gelatin. So this is a gelatin form instead of a powdered form, which is what the other agar is. I don't know which is better. I've used this stuff before. If you guys are all out looking for agar, I've used this stuff before. It is not as good as the one that it comes in powdered form. It just isn't as good. But I have this little guy right here from the Modernist Kitchen, which is another agar thing, but this is a caviar maker. Basically, you put some, there's a whole like hose and situation here, and then you gelatinize usually some sort of booze, and then you freeze some vegetable oil, and then you squeeze these little guys through there. As the little drops hit the vegetable oil, the cold vegetable oil, they make little cylinders, and there are little circles, not cylinders, circles, and they will drop through, and then you have what we call cocktail caviar. Kind of a fun thing to put on on top of a cocktail. Okay, we're pretty close now. I'll just bring in right there. That's about where we're at. We are, it's tough to see. We are right here right now. When we last talked, we were here. So we're still dripping, but I do want to give this cocktail a taste to see if I can if I can fix it a little bit, because I do think that it's going to need a little fixing. Let's give it a little smell. Oh my God, it smells so good. Yes, Tammy, boozy boba. That's exactly what it is. It's boozy boba. It's very, very similar to boozy boba. I've never seen them that big, like as big as boba, but it's very, very similar to that. Spheres is the word I was looking for. And then DCW Clark just yelled bras on the head. I think that's... Oh, you blinded me with science. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and throw this into a glass. On a nice clear glass. There's one right there. Clear-ish. And it spins. Woo! Obviously, this is a pearl diver. If we made this large enough, then we could put it into a pearl diver glass. I think that would be great. That's not really what we're up to right now. We're only making one to see if it works. And then after that, we can scale up. Then all you got to do is scale that whole thing up, remembering 20% of the cocktail's weight should be in the milk. So we'll drop that in there. Nice clear cube. Let that temper for a moment. While we shove those back in here. Oh, let's prep our... There's no pineapple in here, but I'm really enjoying the pineapple frond, the frozen pineapple fronds. I think this is a very fun little toy to play with. To always have pineapple fronds. I've had, in my life, 3 pineapple fronds run through my life, or 3 pineapples run through my life recently. And I've saved all the fronds, and we are good. Let that sort of heat up just a touch. Probably can put this back on here for right now, since we're going to be doing it there anyway. Just let that go. Warm this up just a touch, because we're going to be slicing this. There we go. We're going to just take the, let's do this on garnish cam. We're going to go from here, we're going to slice off the top here, there. I don't want as much of this white down here, so we'll slice that. And then we're just going to do a straight line straight through here. Nice straight line right through here. Get all of that gunk off of there. Good, good, good. So we have a nice flat situation. We're gonna go a little bit further down. Let's see if we can't make our famous bird, but do it as a pineapple this time. Go there, go here and in, right there. Then we'll give us a little guy right there. I don't know if this is gonna work. Again, never tried it. We then give this a bend. Oh, we'll go here. Giving this a bend so that it goes all the way around. Yeah, there we go. It works. Look at that. Then we have, oh, let's get this out of the way. Then we have our little pineapple frond bird that lives on the side of our glass. Just a good way to use stuff that you were going to throw out anyway. Everybody just throws out all of the old pineapple remains. Instead, we're going to reuse them all. There we go. We're going to take this off and we'll pour our cocktail in. And we get a really, oh, you get back on there, pal. No time for rest. There we go. And then we get a really nice, very clear pearl diver that has all of the stuff that a pearl diver should have in it: the butter, the honey, the bird down, the butter, the honey, the allspice, the vanilla, plus the 2 rums, some orange, and some lime juice. That is everything that's in here. All we did was then milk wash it, and that is what it is. I have a feeling, this is my feeling, is that we are going to lose something in the lime department and the orange department. So I just want to see how we did it. It smells buttery, which is a really good sign. I mean, okay. The lime hits me. This is definitely a limey drink. So I'm not worried about it. I think we lost a little of the orange, just a little. The vanilla peeks through. The butter is there. The rums are there. It's there. It doesn't have the creaminess that a normal pearl diver would have, because there's no cream in here. There's no butter in here, but there was butter flavor. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Loriander suggesting an orange. Yeah, a twist of orange on top. I was also thinking maybe orange bitters, but I think we're so close to it that I think bitters is not the one we're looking for. So let's just go ahead and take an orange here. I've already squeezed this orange, an ABS orange, already been squeezed. Get that going here. Let's make it look nice. We've already spent so much time making it look nice, we'll continue on that little path. Let's bring in garnish cam again. There we go. Just give it some flat edges here. Flat edge right here. Trying to keep as much of it together as we can. Let's give it one of these right there and one of these right there. Right there. We're just going to squeeze our orange. Oh, probably should have put that on a different camera. Squeeze our orange right in there. Excellent. And then slice this through. And we can throw this orange right on top. And now we have a bird and a butterfly, and they live next to each other, and they're probably best friends. There we go. Look at that. A little bird and a butterfly hanging out. Let's see how the orange did for us. We're just going to give this a little stir. Just want those orange oils. Yeah, want those orange oils right there on top. Here we go. It's orangey now. Perfect. That's all I needed. Good work there, Loriander. Just a bit of orange oil. And then, yeah, Kyle's confirming that they are best friends. So, yes, ABS already been squeezed. ABS oranges. Had a pearl diver tonight with coconut milk instead of cow milk and was still creamy and delicious. Interesting. Did you clarify through coconut milk? That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. Dang. I just bought a whole thing of cow milk. What an idiot. Yes, there we go. Thank you. The saga of the green bird and the butterfly, and they are best friends. Oh, strong water. Oh, interesting. They do coconut milk in their pearl diver. Good for them. I don't know what they're on. They're doing something different than I am. Cool. Guys, I know it took us an hour to make this drink, but that is sometimes how it works. This is the Diamond Diver. It isn't as diamondy as I wanted it to be. I did want it to be a little less pea colored, but we started off with such a dark rum. I think if we did a slightly lighter rum the next time, finding a Jamaican rum or a Caribbean rum that is strong but clear, I think would be a good way to do it. Then to butter wash that, we would start off with less of the tannins to pull out of here. But we have a very clear cocktail, and it has everything I'm looking for. The butter flavor, it has the, yellow diamonds are valuable. Or Probitas, yeah. I didn't know yellow diamonds were valuable. Well, there we go. That's what we're doing. It's so good. It's so good. The orange now, with the squeeze of orange I put in there, is incredibly apparent. So make sure that you are not over squeezing your orange. Do not put a huge swath in there. Just a little orange in this is going to bring out all that orange flavor because there's already orange juice in there. That's a good one. The Amber Diver. That's a good one. Yeah. Find a little, in the ice, I could put little mosquitoes in there, and then we can recreate my favorite movie of all time, What about Bob? Okay, that's what I got, guys. I know that today should have been put to better use for making something that I would be using at Tiki Oasis Arizona, but that's not what we did. We did something else, and sometimes that's just fine. I will be working the rest of the week on prepping things for Tiki Oasis Arizona. I'm very excited to see a lot of you there. I've been working on a, just like a little talk to hang out with you guys on. That'll be Friday, 5 p.m. I will just say, I think it's an interesting topic that we will be discussing, and it will be a very, very inside baseball situation that we're doing. So that is that. Thank you guys for showing up to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Dr. Cush. I see a lot of you have joined the Signal after tonight. The Signal will be telling you where to go at Tiki Oasis. So hopefully we'll be able to meet all of you while we are there. Thank you for tuning in to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Dr. Cush. Remember that these classes will always remain free. Let's do this on, let's spotlight this one. Remember, these classes will always remain free, but if you can't help out, there's a few ways you can do it. One, I have a Patreon, a PayPal, and a Venmo, and I appreciate everybody that sponsors the class. All of that money just goes right back into making drinks. The bar is, at this point, just barely in the red. So we are very close to one day turning a small profit from this thing, but it is not today. So I appreciate you guys helping out that way. There are other ways you can help, though. Excuse me. The Pearl Diver, or the Diamond Diver, does give me a little bit of the burps and the herps. There's another way you can do it. Tell people about the show. We found Chuck that way. I believe we probably found the Salmons that way. We found a lot of great people. Just because we are not on the YouTube algorithm doesn't mean that there's not a way to pass this show around. So if you find somebody that you like, that you think might be into this kind of thing, pass the show along to them. It's so much fun to see your friends here and hang out, and it makes the whole experience so much better. And if you can't do any of that, you want to keep the show to yourself, then here's what you have to do. You have to show up. We do classes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays here at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. We will be back here on Tuesday, where I will be frantically trying to get everything working for Tiki Oasis, which will start for a lot of us on Friday next week. So hopefully you see that. Oh yes, and don't forget, it takes half a second. Just put the like button. You already watched it. You've already watched it, so just, say that you liked it. And that seems to help. And then, after the video's done, come on back and say hello. It certainly does help. Thank you, Bon Bon. Thank you, Cocktail Lulu. Paul McCartney dreamed yesterday. I think you've dreamt up a masterpiece as well. Yeah. This is my yesterday. All right. Well, we've done it. Thank you so much for everybody for tuning into Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Dr. Cush, and I will see you guys Tuesday for Tiki Tuesday, the pre-Tiki Oasis Tiki Tuesday. Until next time, thank you so much. And this is no way I'm gonna be able to find that in any kind of quickness, right? Let's do this one. I started blasting. Do I go to credits? No, I gotta go to Pee-wee. Let me find Pee-wee. And then I will ask you guys, are you Dr. Jinga Janga? Are you Dr. Jinga Janga? And until next time, guys. Bye! Bye.
And you're invited! Why don't you take a picture and a light plug up?
All right, well, I guess that's it. Don't worry about me, guys. I'll just be hanging out back here. Dr. Cush never offers a drink or anything like that. Oh, while I'm sitting here, let's just see if we can't play an ad. Just a quick ad. Trying to make that Google money, and hopefully one day old Smokin' Joe will have a Bentley or something. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, at least. All right, well, until next time, guys, thanks for tuning in to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Smokin' Joe, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.